This isn't gonna work well.
It's fun.
Hey, welcome to Dirt Guy Drive Time, the show where I drive around, well, actually drive home from work, talking about random crap that'll change your life. It doesn't always change it for the better, but changes are coming. I'm here to tell you. So anyway, welcome to my show. Hello, glad to meet me. It has been an obnoxious 3 days for Steve Reno. Today, this is the final part in the trilogy that has no first part, first of all. You got to see parts 2, and today is part 3. I recapped part 1 for you, but you don't get to see it. You don't get to see it. God forbid it. God forbid you see first part of the trilogy. Yeah, it might be more than you can handle, frankly. Anyway, so the picking up where we left off yesterday, I had a situation with a fellow employee. I was going to say altercation, but it wasn't. And we're going to get to that. But after I made that video, which I almost didn't make, I did not feel like talking about this, especially on my YouTube channel. But I had some good thoughts to share and some emotions to share. And not only that, the resolution of that situation, I think, is powerful enough to bring to you today in what I'm also calling my Team Tactics number 4. I think I've got 3 Team Tactics videos I've made. I think I'm gonna put all these in a playlist, by the way, so we can all watch how Steve develops his leadership and management skills and how he overcomes adversity, or just overcomes just shit. Just shit happens, right? Okay. So that's part 4. Put it in a playlist. This is part 3 of a trilogy. So this is part of everything, by the way. It's a part of me. So let's cut to the chase, shall we? So I'm driving home after I made my video, and I'm thinking about the situation. Now, the first thing that I am concluding on this, and by the way, at the point, I'm not thinking about my job being in jeopardy. I'm not really thinking about that. There's some deflating things, and some of that's based on ego. But I don't need to revisit that. I don't think. I think the summary point that I concluded is I need to make this work some kind of way. This needs to be resolved, and beyond amicably. This has to be resolved like galvanizing is what has to happen. Because the person I'm talking about, a longtime member of the company, well respected, he's got game. He's got some skills. I ain't gonna take that away from him. He's got some game. I believe I'll learn some stuff from him. Maybe he'll pick up a couple tips from me too. And we had a really great day. Amazing sauce. But so I'm thinking I as a leader need to figure this out. And so the more I thought about it, in a calmer, state of mind, I was thinking, based on the things he was saying to me and his responses, the possibility exists that his understanding of why he's on my job is different than my understanding of why he's on my job. Now, up until today, as a matter of fact, I was referred to as the lead superintendent. All of them guys out there I was responsible for. My job was to build the whole job and delegate and manage and all that. And my director made it very clear that it's ultimately my responsibility. Even if things turned to shit and had nothing to do with me, it's still my fault. And I accepted that. And we're gonna get to my director again in a minute. So I get that, right? But, so I'm coming at it like, hey dude, this is my job. And what I later learned, and I was right, he was coming at it from what he was told as the guy that's supposed to come in, jump in, and help us bring this in for a win, because we're in bad shape on this job. No finger of blame, no whatever, just a snowball of crap has left us with this big turd that we got to turn into a work of art. People seem to think it can happen, and ultimately it will happen, frankly. So if you look at it from his point of view, and he wants to do some things, and I'm going, whoa, slow your roll, bro. You got to run that shit through me. But in his mind, no, I don't. That's just naturally setting us up when you've got my kind of personality, and his is likened unto mine. He's an old fart like me. We've got these strong personalities. I believe that's what makes us great as superintendents. Well, what do you think's gonna happen? Right? So I was thinking about that on my way home and trying to put aside personal feelings, emotions, deflations, or whatever, how to best remedy this. So I came to that conclusion. And then I set up a presentation that I wanted to make first thing this morning. He gets there early like I do. I get there a little earlier because it's my job to open the gates. And so I was cool when I went to bed last night. I wasn't really thinking about so much when I went to bed last night. When I woke up this morning, first thought out of my mind is I got to go deal with this. And I didn't want to go deal with this. I wanted to be over. But as I approached, I thought about it all the way to work. You know, I get a long drive. And once I was approaching work, I just asked God for wisdom. Now, it worked for Solomon in the Bible. He could have anything he wanted. He wanted wisdom to rule his people. I just wanted wisdom on how to handle the situation. The best way to do it. First of all, I'm about putting good into the world, right? Outside my job, outside of whatever, I don't want to have an axe to grind with someone. I don't want them to have an axe to grind with me. It's just not how I roll. I don't like it. It's not my mission. Okay, my mission is to put good out into the world, to heal relationships, not destroy them. And so that went south. We got it. Went south. Got it over with. All right. I prayed for wisdom. God help me to communicate my thoughts to this person in such a way that we didn't have a relationship, but that we can build a strong, mutually prosperous, beneficial situation just between two human beings, but then for the job, then for our bosses, and ultimately for the company we work for, right? That's why they pay us. What they pay us is to do the thing. So wisdom, how to do it. And you know, it's interesting. When he walked in, I wasn't nervous. There wasn't that adrenaline rush like you're getting ready to break up with somebody or something. None of that. I just said to him, I said, you know something? I think I know what happened yesterday. I said, first of all, I said, before you get going, you got a minute to talk. And he's like, sure, go ahead. And I said, I think I know what happened yesterday. And he goes, what? And I said, blah, blah, blah. And I painted the picture. And I said it to him. So I don't know what else to expect but the way that went down. You see it a way, I see it a way, and both, ultimately, none of this information was exchanged between us when they said, "You're over here." So here's what I propose, I said, and I offered him the keys to my hotel. And I asked him, does this work for you? We got to get it ratified by our bosses, but does this work for you? How can I support you? What do you need from me? How can we bring you up to speed? All these kind of things. He received all that very well. He didn't receive it like, that's right, MFA, because I'm the cock with the walk. He didn't say, he was not like that. He's ultimately, like, walk softly, carry a big stick. He's almost like he'd be your grandpa or something, you know? He's quiet, mild-mannered, knows his shit. And so now that we have this new thing to build on, we had an awesome day together. I took him through my routine. Even though he's going to run what used to be my hotel, I was bringing him up to speed on the other hotel too, because I think long term, he needs to be able to be, in a moment's notice, if necessary, to take over the entire project. So I want to make sure he's got all the tools he can. So I guess I can give you more details about that, but the bottom line is, if you're building a team, you cannot do it with axes to grind. And I know that. God's wisdom helped me present it, but I knew it in my heart before I went there. And I'm now looking forward to continue to work with him. And some of the stuff he's going to be dealing with is just shit that I have nightmares about, because I can't get to it. I can't do it effectively. I don't have enough hours in the day. I don't have enough resources. Well, he's a freaking resource, man. So I'm happy about it. I'm happy the way it ended. I wish word of our exchange had not made it to the president of my company, because it was resolved business hours. It was resolved in an hour and a half. I mean, that was at the end of the day. At the beginning of the day, boom, we're on all thrusters, baby. We're firing. We're making it happen. But as part of that, my boss comes out and my project manager, and I did not have a good day, frankly. They're walking through my hotel just picking it apart. Rightly so. It's just such a mess. And one of the things I was sharing with my new best friend is it gets this way, and and I can't say too much because it sounds like I'm blaming somebody, but I was unable to pay the proper amount of attention and trusting people to do what they're supposed to do, and it went sideways on me. And now it's so far gone. It needs a concentrated effort by somebody that knows what they're looking at, and boom, you get the job. And he was agreeable to that. He received that warmly. It was no like, yeah, you sure fucked this job up. Whoa, I can't believe you still work here. There was none of that. And so actually getting to know him on this side of that exchange, I'm kind of excited about that part. What I wasn't so excited about, frankly, is all I kept hearing for these 5 hours that my management team was there was just how fucked up everything is. 5 hours of it. I feel as though I was a quarter inch away from losing my job, to be honest with you. Now, I could say, hey, it's not my fault, this guy, but I told you, I swore on that said it's ultimately my responsibility. And that's where it sits. The whole job is fucked up. But I didn't lose my job yet. But one of the things that, and again, my director knows this. I don't always agree with what he says. I don't always agree with his decisions, but I also understand he is the director. He's got superior information to my own. So it leaves me 2 choices in the matter, okay? If you guys have watched my YouTube channel, The Vibe Church, I started a new series called Heroes, and a hero is not afraid to fight. Part of that is talking about being someone's armor bearer, and I have decided I am my director's armor bearer. That means I am with you, heart and soul. What that doesn't necessarily mean is I know what the plan is. I know the details of the plan. That means I trust you to know, and I've got your back. The last thing I said to my director after he left, and we're being very candid with each other about certain situations. I was being honest and telling him where I honked up and where I believe I'm being judged unfairly about something. You know, just complete, I've known him a long time. Complete transparency. And, you know, he and I got this thing without, you know, being weird where, you know, we tell each other, I love you, bro. Love you too, bro. Just like King David and Jonathan would do. There was a love between them, but not like a, well, whatever, you know. And so as he was leaving, he says, I love you, Steve Brown. I said, I love you too, bro. And then I said, and you gotta know, I've got your back, heart and soul. And then I walked away. And see, that's the thing. If you're gonna be an armor bearer, you gotta do that. First of all, I guess you size up who you're going to be the armor bearer for, but then you got to go for it. Even if it's you don't understand it, it doesn't make sense, or even if you're afraid, a hero's not afraid to fight. I intend to be a hero for my company, for my family, the champion of my director. Anything you want me to do, just tell me. I'm on board because I trust him to make it happen for me. And that led me to another thought in my mind that I'll share with you, and it's back on the religious front for just a minute. And that is, we always like to say things like God is in control, God's got a plan, blah, 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 this kind of stuff. And most of that stuff is just so cliche, we just go, whatever. That doesn't mean anything to me. It's just empty fucking words. So don't bring those kind of cliches to me because they are meaningless. But one thing that I can tell you is if I am able to say to a flawed mortal that I am with you heart and soul and follow this person no matter what, even if I don't get it or it doesn't make sense to me, how much more so to say that to God our Father? It's like, I don't understand what you're doing right now. I don't understand why this is happening. I don't get it. It doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem right. Whatever it is, while we're questioning what's happening before us, come the end of the day, it's almost got to be like Jesus said, which is, come the end of the day, your will be done. Not my will, your will be done when it comes to God. So, you know, how about being God's armor bearer? He don't need one, frankly, but that's a whole nother concept maybe we'll explore. So anyway, the thrust of that is, that's the end of the trilogy. Now, everything is well resolved, in my opinion. I guess we'll know tomorrow if I show up and they tell me to pack up my desk, if that worked or not. But I'm not going to worry about the future in that regard. What I am going to take away from this is that you can't. I cannot let a conflict like that go unresolved. And I don't mean resolved by like, okay, let's agree to disagree. I mean, all right, Chief, you and I are on the same damn team. We have to play together. We're not the enemy. They are the enemy. So let's form a battle plan and let's make it happen. And I think we've done that, or we're on our way to doing that. So I don't know. Like I said, I might put these Team Tactics one in a playlist. And my summary point would be, I still love the company I work for. Still love my job. I love the people I work with. I dig my director. Love my director. I got no complaints. You put enough human beings together in a room, something's gonna pop at some point. You get over it. You move on. You fix it. I said to him, yes, today, I'll close with this. He started to, neither one of us actually physically apologized. I don't think it was necessary. I don't think either one of us did anything wrong, frankly. I think what happened, happened. But obviously, we both would agree that we may not have handled that the way we would have liked to. So he made some reference to it, and I said, you know, it was just like two old dogs barking at each other, and I'm glad that's behind us. So now we can go build this hotel. And he cracked up, I cracked up, and away we went. And that's the thing. A couple of old fart dogs barking at each other, and now we got that behind us. Let's be galvanized. Let's move forward. So there it is. My name is Steve Brown. Thank you for joining me on my drive home from work. And until I see you tomorrow, hopefully coming from the same job site, have a great evening, everybody.